How's it going, everyone? I am Jeremy Alexander, and welcome to another Let's Play to Learn. In this Let's Play to Learn, we are playing BROFORCE. I'm really excited to play BROFORCE because this game is all about one thing, and that is pixel mayhem. And I think it's really good at doing pixel mayhem, and for that, that's what we're going to look at it for. You know, there's really not much else to look at besides the fact that this has good action platformer capabilities. That's really it, because that's what this game is. It tries to incorporate some cool camera cues and storyline, and it's funny at times with the introductions of all the bros. It's definitely pretty cool. Clearly, it's just paying homage to all of the Expendables and all of the action film stars, and I think for what this game does really well, it succeeds at. It completely succeeds at over-exaggeration, and I really enjoy it for that. I mean, the screen shake is there, the extra pixels are there, the destructible terrain is there, the switching characters and whatnot. Everything is just so like, look at this. It's just so over the top and ridiculous. And I think it's just a fun action game. So what I take away from this game already right off the bat is just the fact that we get to just completely annihilate random bad guys. And just have fun with the jokes that they play off of the bro pun, even if it's kind of ridiculous. So it's an enjoyable game, to say the least, and I think, again, the big takeaway here is the over-exaggeration. You'll see in a second here the tree, all the exterior motion with the trees, with the terrain, with everything that we just kind of talked about in Airscape, in Tweens, and lerping and everything like that. It's pretty much used to its maximum value here in this game, and I think it's highly effective when it comes to developing. As far as the design standpoint, there's not much story going on, although I will give them credit because I originally played the free version, which you can do on Steam. It's called Expendabros, and it's completely different. The full version of this, which I believe is like $20, which is what I'm playing, is way more in depth than the actual free version, which I've played for probably a few months straight. I was just kind of messing around with the free version just to see what it was like, and I think the free version doesn't do the full version justice. I mean, the full version has a lot of extra characters and a lot of cool abilities that you want to see. You want to play this game for its combos, for its character actions. It's pretty cool. So really, there's really no point. There's absolutely no meaning behind this game other than blow stuff up and save the mission. I mean, I haven't really seen a point. I've been playing a few missions here, and that's okay because that's not what I'm looking for in this game. And I think the other thing to take away from this game is the fact that it only has two ways of interacting with movement, right? You have right and you have left. And you can see how far away your bullets can shoot, and you can see that this has a bullet spread, which is nice. And you can see my other attacks. If I had a grenade, there you go, my grenade now actually explode that terrain a little bit. That was a ridiculous explosion, which is very easy to achieve, and we've actually done grenades and we've done explosions, so that's not hard to do. It's just, instead of doing one explosion, they do about 50. And they put that extra motion into it. They put the actual explosion effect and shoot it up. And then it's all in the artwork, you know? I mean, I really do not like to say that this game is good because of the artwork, because that's not the case. Games are good because of the experience you're getting from playing the game. It's not from the artwork or whatnot. The artwork is what draws you in to buy the game. It's also like having a title like BROFORCE. Having a title like BROFORCE makes you think that this game is going to be ridiculously bro-friendly, and you're going to get some extreme action, which it totally delivers on. So I'm not saying that the title is incorrect, it's just not why I would play this game. I would play this game for all of the mechanics that I can now learn and apply to my game. All of the way that, you know, you swing a sword, the way that you fire a grenade, or the way that we have this really strange ability where I can kind of fly for a minute as like a vampire. I don't know who he's trying to be. I'm not paying attention to him at the moment, but so many ridiculous things, and I think it's... Yeah, I failed the mission already. I think it's really cool, and I think that's what I take away the most from this game. Some other things that I'm noticing is just I think, the randomness is really what I was trying to say. I remember in Expendabros, you could play as a character who just all of a sudden spawned in like a race car, like an actual, what would you call it? Not a race car, oh, totally blanking out, an RC car. And the RC car would explode, and like, look down here, like this guy just turned into like a centaurish bull, I don't know. It's very random and spontaneous, and that's what makes this game fun, and that's what I would want to bring into my games. You know, I would want to bring in the spontaneous nuclear like launcher. Like, look at this, I shoot this once, it goes up there, and if it was in the screen, if it was actually on the screen, then it would actually explode and do this crazy explosion. So there's definitely some things to take away from this other than just the fact that it's blowing stuff up and it's pixel Armageddon. It does have cool cutscenes. BROFORCE has a very cool 3D map. For some reason they have this 3D map that is totally over the top and cool, but like everything else with this game, it's all about going over the top and just doing it because they can. And that's what I like about it. It's not trying to be, you know, the next Super Mario. It's trying to be BROFORCE, where you just blow stuff up and shoot stuff and try to save the day. And I think it does a very good job at doing that. I keep dying. As I do in all these Let's Play Learns, I always die. I'm trying to think about what I want to say about this game. But really, I play this game now for, like, look at this. I hit B and I spawned a turkey with dynamite in it, and eventually that turkey's going to explode, and I'm going to feel, like, look at how ridiculous that explosion was. The screen shake could have been more ridiculous, but in its defense, I didn't bump up the screen shake past 100. Let me actually do that if I can. Nope, can't do it from here. That's a shame. I wish I could do that from here. I like the sticky grenades and sticky dynamite. That's pretty cool too. I like the concept that they have where I can save a bro, and if I save the bro, then I get an extra life. That's a cool mechanic to mess around with, just as a way to, oh, of course he died. Just as a way to prolong your mission. Let's see here. I haven't seen if I could go in those doors because I keep blowing them up and I keep failing the mission. But again, there's nothing really driving me to play this game other than the fact that it looks nice and I want to blow stuff up. And if that's what you're looking for in your game, that's what you're going to get from BROFORCE, and that's what you could easily apply by playing BROFORCE and seeing how they handle, I keep stepping into these mines, how they handle all of their action going on. And for me, obviously, I've made action platformers in the past where that's what I really like. I really like games that have fast-paced action that are ridiculous and over the top and completely over exaggerated. So I respond to this game very well, although I do wish that there was more of a streamlined story attached to it. But, you know, again, not really caring about that as much. I think this game should be enjoyed for what it is. And there's not much else I really need to say about this game because this is what it's like over and over and over again. And the pixel art gets nicer and the abilities get cooler and you get to play as new characters a lot in BROFORCE. There's only like 5 or 6 in Expendabros. But I would definitely recommend checking out Expendabros if you're interested in an action platformer kind of game. Again, the only thing I don't like the most is the 2 directions to shoot, but it does limit me in a positive way where I'm forced to know where I'm at all times versus moving around the right analog and being able to look around the screen. It really makes me look at my coming surroundings and what's behind me. So even though I've been dying a lot here, it's still influencing the way I'm playing this. And look at this, now I hit B, and which is my special for this guy, and I can control a nuke. That's pretty cool. Let's do that again. Boom! Okay, that was pretty funny. The sound effects are pretty good, and the music's pretty funny too. I turned the music down so you could hear it, but it's like, of course, it's appropriate metal music throughout this entire game. So definitely enjoyable all around, definitely ridiculous, and definitely worth studying if you're looking for an example for an action platformer game. The thing that I really like that I would want to apply to Construct 2 is all of the pixel particle explosions. I think that's something that I haven't messed around with enough, and this game obviously goes way beyond the norm for particle explosions. So I think that's something that I want to mess around with in the future. I like the fact that they have these random crates and barrels of explosives that you can just blow up and see what happens. And then I do like the destructible terrain, although I already know that that's more involved. But even the fact that the particles bounce for a while afterwards, the elasticity in these particles are pretty crazy. It just kind of adds to it. And then with all the explosions and blood and guts and sprite slicing that's going on behind the scenes here, This game's ridiculous. I mean, it really is. And then also paying attention to the background and the background parallax, it's there. So not much else I can really say about this game other than the fact that it's fresh, it's fun, it's ridiculous, and you should totally play it, because this is one of those games I would recommend if you're trying to make a fun action platformer game. It definitely gets the game feel right. It's totally lacking in story, and therefore I would only play this for the fun of blowing stuff up. But besides that, I mean, and it tries to interlock some story in there. I can't get past these guys for some reason. I'm just like too busy trying to talk here. But if I did, I'm sure they would throw in a cutscene or something that they do. They kind of do this like, they do the letterbox full screen effect that we did, and they go all the way to the end of the level, and they're like, oh, this is a bad guy, go kill this bad guy. And then you're like, okay, I guess that's my task. All right, I keep failing this, but I think you get my point about this game. It's definitely a cool game with a lot of action elements to pick up on, and I think I will be working on a few of these action elements for a future tutorial. So that's it for this Let's Play to Learn. I know it was a shorter Let's Play to Learn, and it definitely didn't have as much stuff that was easily relatable because I didn't get past the stupid level, but I think this is still a game worth noting, and this is still a game worth playing if you're interested, again, in making any kind of fast-paced platformer game. So that is it for this video. Let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions for games that you want me to play. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did like it, then leave a thumbs up and join our Facebook group to just participate in some discussion. And I will make sure to play and take whatever comments you have under advisement. Oh, can I get to the guy here? Yeah, BROFORCE. There we go. That's the cutscene I like. Area has been liberated. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I'm Jeremy Alexander, and I'll see you next time.